Okay, this first section asks us to determine if the graph depicts a function or a relation, and then give the domain and range. So we know that a function must pass the vertical line test. What is the vertical line test? Well, we know that a vertical line would go straight up and down. The vertical line test says that a vertical line only passes through a function once. And as we see, the vertical lines only go through this once. So it is, in fact, a function. So now we need our domain is our x values. Now in this case, we do not have arrows. We have dots. This ends. So the smallest our x can be is -1, -2, -3, -4. And the largest our x's can be is 1, 2. -4 to 2. Our range, our y values. Once again, this ends, so we don't have to worry about what would happen in the future. We just say, okay, it goes down to -3. And it goes up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our range is -3 to 5. Okay, we're asked to determine if this is a function. We know that to determine whether something's a function, we use the vertical line test. And as we can see, this circle fails the vertical line test because the vertical line goes through the circle twice. So it is not a function. Not a function. Which must mean it is a relation. Is a relation only. Only a relation. Now, even though it's only a relation, we can still figure out the domain and range. Bless you. Our domain are our x values. So the smallest our x value can be, we're right here at -3. The largest our x value can be, 1, 2, 3. So our domain is -3 to 3. And our range, the lowest our y can be is -3. And the largest our y can be is +3. So -3 to 3. Okay, here we have a vertical line. Now, we have to use the vertical line test. Obviously, a vertical line is going to fail the vertical line test. At every point, the vertical line this fails the vertical line test, meaning it is not a function. If it's not a function, then it's only a relation. Now remember, a function is a relation, but a relation is not necessarily a function. In this case, it's only a relation. What is our domain? Well, we know that our domain are the possible values of x. So what are the possible values of x? Well, let's see. This is my x-axis. If I follow the x-axis across, the only thing x can be is -1. So it's -1 to -1. Or you can just say -1. It's always -1. X is always -1. My range are my possible y values. Now, the lowest my y can be, there's nothing stopping my y from going down, so my y can go down as much as I want. So it can go all the way to negative infinity. There's nothing stopping my y values from going up as far as they want. So they can go all the way to positive infinity. Okay, over here. Is it a function? Well, let's see. We have a vertical line test. Look at our vertical line. It passes the vertical line test. There's no place where the vertical line would go through it twice. So it is a function. What are my domain and range? My domain, again, my x values, and my range are my y values. So my possible x values, let's see. Is there anything stopping my x's from getting smaller? No, my x's can go all the way to negative infinity. There's nothing stopping my x values from getting larger. They can go all the way to infinity. Is there anything stopping my y values from getting smaller? Yes. Y cannot go below 0. But there's nothing stopping my y's from growing larger. So y can go all the way to infinity. So my domain is negative infinity to infinity, and my range is 0 to infinity. You don't